Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Good morning and welcome to a new day. I'm here to wish you all the best of days. I hope that things are going well for you and that your life is going the way that you want it to go. Staying healthy, staying active, making friends, it's just a real challenge. And, I do these talks now and again, and it's all, life is great and things are wonderful. And I know they're not. I know that there's so many people that are dealing with lots of challenges. And, it breaks my heart to know that some of the people that have worked their hardest in their lives, tried the hardest, are the ones that are dealing with a lot of problems. And, I just, if anything, I hope that being part of this community, being here with us every day, really gives you a sense of that you're not alone, that we really are in this together, and we all have our things. Everybody is carrying a burden, as they say. But I always start my day with at least I try with a positive attitude, and I start with a cup of tea. And my tea today is lemon ginger. So my lemon ginger tea, good for you. Ginger is excellent, by the way, for your stomach. If you have any upset stomach or anything, get some ginger, chop it up. But lemon ginger, nice combination. So I hope you got a cup of tea or coffee and that you're feeling okay today. And I wanted to share with you one of the things that I have a lot of challenges with in my 60s, and that is weight. I never was like a really skinny person. I always carried a lot of weight, but I was always tall. And as I was younger, I wore clothes that sort of compensated for that. And so I never really worried too much. But as in my 50s and then 60s, my weight just started creeping up. And I keep busy. I do try really hard. I go to the gym, not a lot. I must be honest. I walk more than I go to the gym, but I do try to do some weights here at home, and I do dance, and I try, like all of us, I try different things. But one of our bloggers, Dr. Carolyn Apovian, is a really great resource for us because she is a doctor, and so she can talk about some of these things with certainty and credibility and a doctor's license that says, it's important. Now, she wrote an article, excuse me, I'm losing my voice here, 5 dieting mistakes when it comes to post-menopausal weight gain. So we know that most women in the community are over 60, have probably gone through menopause and are in that post-menopausal. Some are still going through, but it's the same ideas apply. It's basically where our hormones and our metabolism all change during menopause and postmenopause, and it just disrupts the way that we process fats and foods that help us, that put on weight. I also think that we do sometimes, justify eating food that's not too healthy, in the same way that we justify other things like, oh, we deserve it, or I worked hard all my life and I'm going to have that, salted caramel or whatever. But Dr. Apovian gives some really good, not just reasons, but ways to look at why we're having trouble losing weight after 60. And I really heard some of this not the first time, but in a different way. So I hope you read the article because she does go into a lot of detail, which I won't do too much, today, just chatting about it. So check it out though, and I'll put a link in this with this video. The first thing that she says that we could be doing to have a better strategy for losing weight in our 60s after menopause is to not neglect strength training. Now, we've talked about this before, and it's true that if you can do a little weightlifting, it's really good for you. We lose muscle mass just as a part of aging. I think it's 1% your muscle mass declines per year starting at age 30. So by the time you get to be 60, you have lost, some significant muscle mass. So I think that's really important. It accelerates in your 40s and 50s, and so that's where you get these little flabby arms, and I've got them too. And part of it is because I have neglected strength training. You're never going to have, unless you really work at it, you're not going to have muscles that you had in your 30s. But this is what happens as we age. As we lose muscle, our metabolism slows down. I always wondered to myself, why is my metabolism slowing down? And that's because I'm losing muscle mass. So strength training regimen or working out with weights is really important. It actually also can reverse muscle loss and help you to lose weight while, also strengthening your bones and enhancing your brain. I mean, weight training is really good for you. It also can help with high blood pressure and diabetes. So go ahead and read the article to get all the details on this, but it's super important that even if you just pick up some cans of soup and just do a few lifting of weights every day, it's just something that helps your muscles to stay strong. That's the first thing. And as Dr. Apovian reminds us, it's never too late to start. So do it today. Another thing is not adjusting your calorie needs to your postmenopausal body. Now, if you're eating as much food every day as you did when you were in your 30s and 40s, you're probably eating too much. This is Dr. Apovian. So you should look at things that we've talked about, like reducing your portion size, only throwing out all the big plates in your house and just eating on small plates. And, I'm just looking at the notes here. By age 45, the average person burns about 200 fewer calories a day as compared to age 25. So just adding 200 calories to your diet every day adds 12 pounds of excess weight in a year. That's a pretty astounding number. And so what that means is, just that piece of cake, if you just add one 200 or 300 calorie meal addition to your meal every day, you're going to gain weight. It's just as simple as that. So she suggests that we switch to high protein, which is it takes longer to metabolize and to process, so that you feel less hungry for longer, and also to build meals around lean protein sources like fish and chicken. There's things you can do to replace those calorie-rich calorie-rich products and go for density vegetables and protein, because you can eat like a whole bowl of spinach for just 20 calories, but if you had a sort of a teaspoon of olive oil on a salad, that's enough to make your salad go into that range of 200 calories more than you should eat. So anyway, hope that's helpful, but I think the eating habits are really important. Now, another thing related to eating is consuming processed sugars or added sugars that you'll find everywhere in your food. It's really shocking, to be honest, where you find sugar. I've gotten into the habit now of looking at labels. Every time I go to the shop, I look at labels. I just check out what's the sugar content, and actually sodium too. And you'll find that some of the things that you've just been, pulling off the shelf and putting in your basket for years and years work great when you're in your 30s and 40s, but now they really are having an impact on your body. And if you add these foods with added sugar into your diet, it spikes your blood levels. So the blood sugar level gets completely out of whack. And so that's another thing to be careful about if you're dealing with high blood pressure or diabetes. So added sugar is one of these hidden things that you need to worry about. And even in savory products, you'll find additional. So you just switch, if you can, to fruit, even though that's still got sugar in it. That's fructose, which is what's very different than added processed sugars. And if you can really stop adding to your tea and coffee, that teaspoon or so, maybe get some plant-based sugar substitutes now. Stevia, I think, is one. Xylitol is another. There's some that are very, very low glucose level, and they do add a little sweetness. So you can have sweet, just not added sugars that that hurt your body. That's really cool to remember. Now, the other thing that Dr. Apovian reminds us is to be careful about saying you're going fat-free. When you go to the shop, to look for things that are fat-free. Because I think maybe some of us don't, but a lot of people know now that this was kind of a product of the marketing people a few years ago to really introduce a whole new category of food, fat-free food. But you'll find that what's happened with those fat-free products is that the minerals and the goodness, the nutrients have been taken out of the food. And so you're eating, food that's low calorie, but it's just like empty food. It's just not doing your body any good. And it also affects your metabolism. So it's really important that you don't always lean for the fat-free. Go ahead with the fat. Some fats are good. Avocados are great, coconut oils. There's some fats that are actually okay, even butter if you eat in moderation. But it's just when you eat these fat-free products that have everything taken out of them, including the good fat, then you've got some problems. But you can find polysaturated fats, which are really good fats for you, in fish and flaxseed. She mentions is another thing that you can sprinkle on your salad or in your smoothies. And there's solutions, and there's lots of them in this article if you want to go up and take another, more detailed look at it. It's really important. So I think that she mentions 2 vegetables. I've gotten to love vegetables. I have, like, at night now, I have a teeny bit of salmon, usually, or sometimes chicken. I'm not such a big meat eater anymore, but fish, and I put cauliflower and broccoli and kale, spinach. I just pile my plate up with vegetables, and they're really good for you. And if you can get those, I think it's 5 servings a day, that's, fruit and veg, that's really, really cool. And she says that things like cauliflower, broccoli, bok choy, they all combat the estrogen that's associated with a higher risk of breast cancer. So, you could go on forever making lists of different foods that do this or do that, but I think the general rule is go to the market, and buy as many fresh vegetables that are in season, that if possible are locally grown, and just eating what you like. Carrots, even onions and garlic, all those things, they're good for something. Plants are amazing. They're just like, they're nature's wonder. So just, do some research, but avoid, if you can, those products that have the nutrients removed, and just enjoy something that's good for you. Well, that is the overview of Dr. Carolyn's advice about how to look at losing weight after menopause, things that may be restricting you or holding you back. So I hope that that's interesting. So it's, don't skimp on vegetables, don't focus so much on going fat-free, try not to consume additional sugars, and just eat healthy food. And if you can get yourself out there to the gym and do a bit of strength training, even better. So that's my, we all want to be healthy. I'm not preaching, honestly. I'm just saying we all want to be healthy. We all want to live as long as we possibly can. And if there's anything that we can do, to our eating habits to make that happen, the better. So over to you. I'd like to ask you, what are some of the really healthy foods that you've been, eating as you've gotten into your 60s? What are you doing to keep healthy and fit? Just leave your comments below, and I'd love you to talk to each other. Like, if you see someone come up with an idea that sounds interesting, like the comment and share it, or make it, make your own response to it, and just have an engagement. It's I think the one thing that we do well here at 60andMe, and it's really hard. I mean, I've been managing communities at my previous jobs and doing, working with groups of people all my life, but keeping people talking to each other in an engaging way is really hard, especially when we've got people in 150 countries around the world. There's just no way we're going to meet at the local cafe. We're going to have to make this work as best we can. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, while I'm thinking of it, we do have a forum, which is, you sign in through Facebook, but it's more of a private forum where you can chat about topics, not so much in the public on the website. And you just go to 60andme.com/conversations. So that's where you can have a more private chat about things on your mind. And we do still ask you to sign in through Facebook, though. So that's to protect you and us, because we can't monitor it. We look to you to let us know if anything is happening there. So that's that. Anyway, back to today's subject. What do you do to stay healthy and fit? Let's share your comments. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I really do hope you have a fabulous day. Take good care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.